A Venezuelan gang has been declared terrorist at September 17, 2024, and these are your headlines. Well, yesterday, Governor Greg Abbott announced several plans to assist state law enforcement in going after the rapidly growing Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. Governor Abbott revealed that he would declare the gang a foreign terrorist organization. It's according to Texas government code. The designation allows authorities to forfeit the assets of suspected TDA associates, Tren de Aragua. Governor Abbott was joined at the press conference announcing the plan by Department of Public Safety Director Steve McCraw and Border Czar Mike Banks. Abbott said that Tren de Aragua is notorious for their brutal violence and murder and their kidnapping, extortion, bribery, and trafficking of drugs, weapons, and even humans. They've been linked to more than 100 law enforcement investigations across the country. In addition to the terrorist designation, Abbott further designated the group as a Tier 1 gang. A 2018 DPS threat assessment defines Tier 1 gangs as posing the greatest threat to the state. Tango Blast and associated Tango cliques, the Texas Mexican Mafia, MS-13, and Barrio Azteca, were other gangs listed as Tier 1 at the time. Notably, TDA is already considered a transnational criminal organization by federal officials. Governor Abbott said the designations would coincide with a statewide operation targeting Tren de Aragua through a task force made up of federal, state, and local law enforcement officials. A new state database aimed at identifying TDA members through shared characteristics like tattoos, scars, marks, types of crime, and methods of operation will be used throughout the operation. Overall, Border Patrol apprehended nearly 500,000 Venezuelan illegal aliens between January of 2021 and September of 2024 in Texas-based sectors alone. Just hours before the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump's life this weekend, a Democrat representative from Texas called Trump supporters a domestic threat. Representative Jasmine Crockett stated in an interview with MSNBC, she said, "Right now, I feel like MAGA in general, they are threats to us domestically." And only a few hours after her demonization of Trump supporters, a man named Ryan Wesley Ruth allegedly attempted to assassinate the former president. State Representative Brian Harrison pointed out that last April, Crockett tried to deprive Trump of protection provided by Secret Service before the first attempt to take his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. Representative Harrison noted that Crockett tried to take away Trump's Secret Service protection right before he was shot. In the same post, State Representative Harrison once again demanded that Crockett resign from the legislature. Ruth allegedly attempted to kill Trump with an AK-47 at the Trump International Golf Course in West Palm Beach. The would-be assassin appeared in federal court yesterday morning.
What are the important things out there in Texas politics and Texas news that matter to you, and what can you do about it? That's what we want to bring you with the Luke Macias Show on a weekly basis for 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can get the information and go do something for the rest of your week. I look forward to coming to you every Wednesday.
Since the implementation of Texas's trigger law, there have been 0 elective abortions performed in the state of Texas. That's according to new data released by Texas Health and Human Services Commission, which also shows there's been 113 medical necessity, life health exception abortions performed since August of 2022. In June of 2022, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, returning power to the states to decide whether or not to permit abortion. Previous to that, the Texas legislature had created a trigger law before the case's overturning, which outlawed abortion except when the mother's life is in danger. The trigger law went into effect in August of 2022 and made performing an abortion a punishable offense with penalties of up to life in prison for abortion providers and $100,000 in fines per violation. Ectopic pregnancies and miscarriages were excluded from the definition of abortion, and thus medical procedures to handle either instance would not be subject to the law. After Roe was overturned, but before the trigger law went into effect, there were 67 reported elective abortions in July of 2022. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.